Head.
I love us.
I do too. Someone told me that, like, they texted and they were just like, oh my God, y'all are so hilarious. I've also heard that people are, like, scared to reach out to us, which is hilarious. Like, we're such celebrities that we're scary. Actually, was that you that told me that someone, like, didn't want to talk to me? They were like, oh no. Well, then Jeremiah also told me, like, he's told some of his students to reach out to me, and they're like, "No, I'm too scared to do it." And it's like, it's just Matthew. Just message him on Instagram. He does not care.
Matthew's an angel. He wouldn't hurt a fly.
I would hurt all of the flies.
I'm the Lord of the Flies. I'll kill everyone if I have to. Good night.
But anyway, yeah, so we're scary. Don't talk to us. We're above you.
Please. I don't talk to the ants, so I talk to anyone beneath me.
Only the tall boys.
Please. If you're 6 foot or taller, please reach out. Please reach
Absolutely.
out. You can't see our height on here, but please reach out regardless. We are intrigued. We have questions.
All right, well, I'm going to jump right in because I feel like we have a lot of ground to cover.
Much ground to cover. Like, first off, I can't believe it's the end of July. Like, it's like...
Tell me about it.
I'm going to throw up, first of all, summer wear. Hot girl summer wear.
Mm-hmm. I'll do a little quick regular life updates. Went to San Francisco at the end of last month. Lots of fun. I was with my family. There was some weird stuff. Like, the place we stayed did not have air conditioning, despite it claiming to have air conditioning. It was like, oh no, it's natural air conditioning. It's like, that's not air conditioning. That's called weather.
That's called the window is open, and I'm just leaving it up to that.
Right, which is fine, but also don't advertise it that way. But also the internet had issues while we were there, and that was like the Wi-Fi, so that was really frustrating. There was also a hilarious, like, nude painting portrait of the owner in one of the bathrooms, and that tickled me.
Now, if it was of anybody else that you have not interacted with or seen, that's fine. The fact that it's the owner, I have questions, but okay.
Yes, it was...
What was that?
I mean, I say nude. It was topless, so...
But you know what? Yeah, okay.
You know, so we went there, had a good time. Randall and I snuck off one afternoon, like, hung out in the Castro, went to Chinatown and ate some amazing food. When I went to the bathroom, someone had left their phone in there, and it was, like, way newer than mine. It's like a 16 or something, an iPhone, and I was like, oh my God, can I just steal this? Like, not in a serious way, but, you know, the bad thoughts that happen. And I was like, no, just, like, turn it in, which is good that I did, because then later that day, I left my phone in the bathroom and someone gave it back to me. And I was like, karma, there it was. I did the right thing, and the right thing happened back. Okay.
Karma's quick like that. And you're like, I'm just kidding.
Yes, very fast turnaround. And I got to see my friend Ethan, which is fun.
I love getting to see long distance friends and stuff.
I know.
Like, hi.
And we got to meet his partner for like 0.3 seconds. So
somehow it always ends up like that, and you're just like, so what now? It's like how was that?
His partner pulled up in his car and, like, got out and was like, hey, great to meet y'all, hugs. Then they got in the car and left. I was like, okay, bye. They were going to some party. Then I got back, and my car had its 100,000-mile checkup, so I had to spend like $1,200, which sucked. I know. And then I was, during that, and then even after we got back, Bert was not eating his dry food anymore. And I was like, oh God, what's happening? Is he dying? You know?
Don't do this to me.
So
don't do this to me.
He has like a chipped tooth, so we think it was causing him pain. I'm still kind of debating whether I want to, like, have him go into surgery and have the tooth removed, because he's just eating wet food now. He seems very happy to be eating wet food. He eats everything else fine. He's happy to eat the cat's dry food, just not his, because dogs. And so I'm like, you know what? He's 12. Like, maybe we'll just, like, give him wet food for the rest of his life. It'll be okay. That's probably way cheaper than having a surgery to have a tooth removed.
You're like, you know what? It's okay. We'll let this happen. It's fine. He's just the cutest little garbage disposal, like, I've ever seen. So
he's so dumb.
Eats whatever's in front of him. I'm like, all right, take a
Except for his food. He's like, no.
Why would I do that?
And then Randall's gone this weekend and he comes back next week. And then he leaves on Friday, I think, maybe Thursday. And then he's gone for like a whole week. So I'm just going to be partying nonstop.
Party girl, I'm on the way. Let me book my flight. I'm coming out. The girls are
And
probably
what
gonna
does a party look like for me? I don't even know. It
probably gonna be more late night piano show tunes for me.
honestly,
Yeah.
yes, that's probably exactly what's going to happen.
I'm waiting. I will be expect. I'm writing these down so I know when to receive and stay awake for these. So I'm like, oh, these are coming so late at night. It's gonna be so good.
You know, this episode will already be out, so people send in your requests.
Please, please do it. Matthew will serenade you, your families, everyone, and then you can hire Matthew to do gigs for you if you.
Perfect. I'll do my Julie Andrews impression. It doesn't matter what piece I'm singing, it'll be in the style of Julie Andrews. Like, need me to sing Milkshake? I'll do it like Julie.
People will just really miss out and just don't know how lucky I am. People don't know how lucky I am to be in the presence of a star. Hello. They'll never understand my beauty and like my life because it's you. Just bringing me these beautiful medleys.
How about you? Any fun life updates?
Any fun life updates? Well, July's been pretty slow so far. Nothing too crazy. One of my best friends did get married this past weekend, and I officiated the wedding. It was my first time ever officiating a wedding before, and it was so fun. It was so beautiful. I love my friends so much. However, it was a blistering 90 plus degrees the entire day at this outside ceremony. I thought I was going to keel over wearing my entire tuxedo. I looked beautiful, but my gosh, I thought I had it bad. The groom was wearing this like sage green like vest and suit and pants. He was sweating so much. He was sweating at the knees. I didn't know your knees could do that. And I was like,
I
is he
didn't
wearing
either.
those kneecaps? And I'm looking, I'm like, that is sweat stains on the on the front and back of his knees. So
Honestly, outdoor weddings are a bad idea, just all around.
it was
I believe this. That's my hot take on this episode.
that is a hot take, and that's a good hot take to have. Because baby, it was hot, and I had to take it. So it was toasty. We thought maybe if the wedding, was like at 4:30 is later in the afternoon, maybe it'll be a little bit better. No, if anything, it was worse. A little bit hotter at that point, but I was super nervous about it. The one thing that was annoying was I had to do like a mic check with the DJ prior to the ceremony, and I was like, oh, am I gonna have like a mic on a stand? And he was like, oh, I didn't bring that. I have like one of the lapel ones. You just like wear it, and then have a little pad on your side, so you turn it on, and then like you just talk and not have to worry about a mic. And I'm like, sweet. We start the ceremony. I'd say like everyone please rise when the bride comes. I say it in that, and then the little lapel mic cuts out the rest of the ceremony. So I had to awkwardly just like lean between the bride and groom and take the microphone that was sitting like on this like little bench in front of them. And I'm just like having to awkwardly hold that while holding their vow books and holding like my little book with my script and everything. And I'm just like, yep, it's real hot out here. Please enjoy these technical difficulties. And yeah, I did it. It was a beautiful wedding, a gorgeous weekend celebrating two of my favorite people in the world. I love them so much. Nicole and Cody, you're my everything. I love you. They'll never listen to this podcast because they don't need to endure me talking about the oboe more than I already do to them.
Is that your tuxedo hanging in the background back there?
I'm so glad this is a podcast and not a video where people can see things, because it is. And what about it? Mind your business. Let me just turn this about the way, girl, because you know what? It was. That was my tuxedo back there. It was. Oh my gosh. But honestly, that's like the only life update I have right now. We talk about the music stuff when we get to the music stuff, but that's the biggest thing we have right now. So no San Francisco adventure, no friends DJing at fun parties, just me and a DJ, like my arch enemy at a wedding. Other than that, oh my goodness. Well, Matthew,
moving right along.
I would love to hear all about the illustrious IDRS that you attended.
Not yet. We got to do other things first. We got to talk about reads and gigs first, and then we get to IDRS and the Southern Oboe Intensive that you did. Like, there's so much to cover. I'm telling you.
There's so much to cover. Sorry, everyone. I came late to a recording session, so naturally, I come late, but somehow I'm impatient. Just like, get to the big things. Get to the big things, and I can't even remember what we're supposed to be doing other than that.
No, it's fine. Well, I'll talk about my reads real quick because I everything goes back to IDRS. But so I'm trying out the Marigo 146 millimeter staples, tied at
Ooh.
72. I'm liking it right now
Okay,
quite a
okay.
bit. And then I did a few on the Gilbert -1 this week, and I'm playing one of them in Cinderella. Part of it is because it might be the shape, it might be the reed, I don't know, or the cane by the reed. I mean, but it's a very quiet reed, and we keep getting the it's got to be less, 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 and so I'm like, cool. This reed can it maxes out at like a mezzo forte, maybe. So perfect.
Thumbs up. Love a pit read, if you will.
Truly. So I was like, this is great for this week or this weekend and next weekend.
Are you loving the show so far? Is it fun?
It's long, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But
Yeah. Yeah.
how about you? Are you doing anything with yours, or are you like, I'm not making reads right now?
I've actually decided to quit the oboe, everyone. I've had enough. Nothing much is changing on my end. Wait, that's a lie. I'm looking at my reads. I'm like, okay, things have changed, yes. I recently got a Caleb -1 shape.
Mm.
Recently, as in like a month and a half ago. Loving it. Sounds really great. I actually started using the double or nothing reads. DNR Ostwich staples
Ooh.
in brass. They're 47 millimeters. They actually, I forgot how good they are because they really help keep my left hand notes, like my A and my B flat and C above the staff. They keep those up to pitch, which is always a struggle for me. I never know what to do, how to fix that. And then I'm like, let me ask somebody. And then I forget to ask somebody. So I'm just like, we'll just endure it. Just play louder. That's what I do. The high risk. I'm like,
See,
just play louder.
interestingly, my high C is always sharp. So I like how
Ooh.
those staples sound, but if I use one, that note is like, woo! It just like skyrockets.
She said blast off
Right. So,
that Mozart concerto. You're like,
yeah,
hold on, pull back, pull back. My goodness. But yeah, so far my reads have been cooperating pretty well so far.
good. And those Caleb -1s, they're hard to come across.
They are. You either gotta buy one new or you just get lucky because people love to hold on to that shape. And I'm just like, let me have that. I love having ramen for a week and a half straight. Let
Hmm.
me buy the shape from someone. It's on a day. So I enjoy it.
Those also, I feel like they're even out of stock new
Like
a lot of the
sometimes
time.
I'm just like, popular one.
I'm looking right now to see if they are.
Matthew with the research glasses on. I'm going in.
Cause I don't think I saw any at IDRS when I was over at Hodge's booth
Mm.
in the shaper tips. What am I looking for you and your instrument? No, for you and your reeds. There we go. Shapers. Caleb -1. Out of stock. Check here too. Caleb -1. Out of stock. Yep, so you can't get one new even right now.
What can I say? I'm holding a national treasure, if you will. If anyone wants to come steal it from me, you're gonna have to kill me. And even then, I'm not gonna tell you where it's at. Good luck. She's a national treasure, if you will. So, if you ever want to borrow it sometime, Matthew, I'll gladly send it to you. Have no
I've used
trouble.
it before and I kind of feel a little meh about it
No, no, no,
personally.
no. Mm.
But okay, well, that's reads. How about just regular gigs? Anything
Ugh.
on your end?
Nothing on my end. It's relatively slow for me in the summers, like for most people, which is like is fine. I enjoy that. I did send my oboe off to Noelle Drews to get worked on 2
Ooh,
days ago, actually. So she will be getting that soon. She can take care of my oboe. I has not seen a repair person in 2 years, and I was like, maybe it's time for it to go. And then I'm like, why is my E key kind of sticking? Get out of my hands. Get out of my face. Off you go on a little spa trip while I hang out at home. Which I actually have a funny story about that because I sent the instrument off, and the music store that I work for and teach lessons at, I asked them, oh, can I borrow an oboe for like a week and a half? Just anything used that you guys have. Like, that you don't think is really gonna sell. Like, I need something just to like teach my students and
yeah.
play for them. They're like, absolutely, of course, we love that. I go in and they brought me a beginner Yamaha oboe, and I'm like, okay, I haven't played on one of these in a minute. And I'm like, you know what? This will be a good experiment because I have some students who are on beginner oboes. We're just gonna see how it goes. That low B flat being gone, I didn't know what privilege was until he
Mm,
was trying to hit it, and then I remember like not the holes on the side of the bell. What
yeah.
could those possibly be for? And I'm like, oh. So I demonstrated that to one of my students, and she screamed because she was like, I didn't know it could be this bad. And I'm like, girl, this is what privilege looks like. You have a
Hmm.
left F and low B flat key. I'm with none.
Like when you said, bring me any instrument you have, they were like, well, this is any instrument.
This is sometimes you do it to yourself, and you're just like, ah. And granted, it's like for free. So like,
Yes.
I was like, you know what? I don't want you guys to charge me like $60 a week for for me to use an oboe that like might or might not work. So it is what it is. We're bonding great. I'm
Good,
gonna find out
good.
today how it's gonna go. So yay! But
And you'll get yours back soon, and it'll play so great.
it'll be so wonderful. It'll be so beautiful. My wallet will hurt a little bit, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's what I gotta do. It's what I gotta do. So that's it. But what about you? Besides Cinderella, what else have you got going on gig wise, Matthew?
I've been a busy little bee, so I had. Actually, did I have anything before that?
I don't know what made me laugh. You're a busy little bee, aren't you? My busy little bee, Arthur. Of course.
So I did. I had a band concert. It was supposed to be outside. We moved it inside. We played the Omar Thomas piece that was canceled by that one high school. We performed it and invited community members to play it with us.
Oh my gosh, Mother of Revolution. Is that what it
Yes,
was?
yes.
Yes! That's so exciting. I'm so glad you guys performed that. That's such a fun piece.
Yes. So
Very nice.
did that. Then I had a 4th of July concert, and that was outside. And we did not start play like there was a band before us, and then the orchestra played. And despite it being like 8:30 when we started, it was still 95 degrees. So it was pretty
Ooh.
miserable, honestly. And even like the backstage air conditioned rooms were 80 degrees.
A swamp, if you will.
Yes. So that was death, but we made it. Then I was, and actually, that was like the really bad heat wave weekend where a lot of groups were canceling things and they didn't cancel. But then we were supposed to have another band concert the next day outside and they did cancel. They were like, we're not going to do this. And I was
Okay.
like, thank you so much.
Uh-uh.
Then the next day, it was just like, go, 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 go.
Truly.
Was a rehearsal and 2 concerts up in Banner Elk, North Carolina, which is up in the mountains. And those were inside, thank God.
Okay. Okay, good.
But also up there because it's so much higher, and that's a whole thing. But it was, oh my gosh, I think the high that day was like 77 up there in the mountains
Whew.
instead of like the 95 down here, like so much cooler and nicer. But so like the elevations, because I looked them up, the elevation in Greensboro where I live is 897 feet above sea level, so like pretty close to sea level. But then up in Banner Elk, 3,700 feet. So that change right there, it's like you get up there and you're like, oh, it's not that bad. And then as that rehearsal goes on, you're like, oh my God, it's getting worse and worse and worse.
Can't feel my eyelids.
Yes.
Someone kill me.
So kind of intense. And then from there, so we did that, and the next day was when IDRS started. So I drove from Banner Elk to Lexington, and I stopped in Lexington, Kentucky, because that was like 4 hours in. I hit there about like 1:15 in the morning, like got my hotel, went to sleep, got up in the morning, did the last 2 hours to Oxford,
Oh, beautiful.
which is at 912 feet. So there was just my reeds had whiplash from that
Baby, up and
elevation.
down, up and down, up
Yeah.
and down. Okay.
Then a little after IDRS, I played Hello Dolly. Actually, I just subbed in. I won't say I played it.
Mm.
On a rehearsal, clarinet and alto saxophone, absolute misery.
Single read.
Yes. In fact, I think playing the saxophone, I tongued just the wrong way and had an ulcer on the tip of my tongue for a little bit, and that
Stop.
was horrendous. Then I did a trio performance this past Sunday. That was a lot of fun. I am going to talk about that one because it was so fun.
Yes. My favorite chamber group.
Yes. Oh my God. So we opened with the Boza.
Okay, classic. First off, baby,
Yes.
Classic. Hard hitting, beautiful.
Also, I guess I should shout out to my colleagues, Jack Fanning, the bassoonist, and Josh Bottoms, the clarinetist, for doing that with me because it's a lot of work. I mean, and we got paid. We made a few $100s. So
Yes.
worth the rehearsals and the work. And so good to put together. And just like, what good people, what good players. So it
Mm-hmm.
was a lot of fun. But so we did both. So the second piece was the Noel Gallant trio. So really, the first half was all like standard French conservatoire, like what you think of when you think of Reed trio,
Yeah. Oh,
like super basic. Then we took like a little 7 to 10 minute break, like intermission. It's like go to the bathroom, get some water. We're gonna give our faces a tiny bit of a break. Also, sorry,
yeah.
this was another 100-degree day, so even inside it was almost 80 in that church. So I was struggling, but I think we all were. But so second half we opened with a little Mozart divertimento of like 5 movements or whatever, skipped every repeat, but did
Correct.
did all
What
the
are
da
we doing?
capos and the minuets, but we're like zero repeats. Absolutely not. So the second to last note of that, it was a C major chord, and my face, I was dying getting through that. And I know I sent you the recording, and this is real vulnerability right here, and I will release it on YouTube at some point if you make it to the end. That last C, second to last C, was like a quarter tone sharp.
I'm finding it. I'm finding it. Like, give me a second. Like, it's
It was,
fine.
and like I played it, and the clarinet player looked up at me and like made eye contact. Like, what is happening over there? And it's like, okay, I'm dying. It's hot. I thought that C was gonna sit a little lower than it did, and it did not.
Did it.
So, like, things happen. It's real.
Nobody's perfect, and when you're playing like, especially like chamber music, with the smaller the group, it's like the more playing you do, and it's just like the endurance. It's slowly
Yes.
going out the window, and you're just like, okay, I can't play like 60 measures of back to back to back to back, and be like, is it over?
And truly, that Mozart, now that I'm thinking about I may not have ever had a full measure of rest off in that whole piece. So it was just like nonstop.
Oh my god,
God, yeah.
fight for your life, fight for
Hmm.
your life. Oh,
Then we did Tomasi's trio, and I can't remember what it's called, but great piece. Very, you can hear, what are they called? Mm, like it's very churchy. You can kind of hear like some church inspiration with like
mm.
drones and like a nice melody going on above it. Mm-hmm. So that was very nice. And then finished the program with a piece by Michael Burns, who was the bassoon professor recently retired at University of North Carolina, Greensboro, who was
Oh,
our bassoonist teacher for his master's and most of his doctorate. But we did a piece of his to finish out the program,
I love that. Like a little, honor him. It's
and that
fun.
was the hardest piece for me. Which it was funny because the two of them were like, "Oh my gosh, now that that first half is over, easy peasy," and I was like, "This piece is kicking my butt." Lots of mixed meter, and the bassoonist, yes, the Jack was like, so many orchestral musicians, like they see mixed meter and they just panic, and I was like, I am those people.
It's me, girl. Look at me when you say that. Like,
Yes. And I feel people that play in band enough. Well, that was his thing. He was like, I feel like I play in band enough that it doesn't stress me out as much. And I'm like, well, even when I have played in band or play in band, I feel like the conductors aren't great at mixed meter, so we don't do it there either. So,
it's
but it
not
was
really.
like the first movement was not bad. I will say that like we started that one and I started too fast. Like you can hear the tempo very quickly change after the first two quarter notes. Like where it goes bum bum beam buddy, where I'm like, whoa, slow down.
And you're like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Give me a second, give me a second. I'm
And
just,
it's like they just had like a drone, so they were like, it's cool, it's good.
it's fine, it's fine. Everything is fine. No one, everyone should stop screaming. It's okay. I'm just taking it my own tempo a little bit, a little rubato.
Little extra.
I'm just trying to find it. I'm just trying to find it.
But then that second movement, oh my gosh, was in 5/4, started in 5/4. Then there's some 4/4, but it's 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. and then some the 5/4, most of it was 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2, and then there was 5/8 in that. So my brain kept screwing up like while trying to be like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2, but then being like 1 2 3 4 5 if I had like some quarter rests in there, and it just kept messing with my brain. So I ended up spend the night before the performance spending like a good 45 minutes on that movement, just being like, you've got to get this locked in. Like it was okay. Like it was just I was kind of sloppy with it. I'm feeling like a little panicky about things. And then
But
for the performance, I was like, okay, I feel way more locked in. And then,
yeah.
but then towards the end, I had to take 2 beats off just to like give my face a break because I was like, I'm dying. Okay.
I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Like
Yes. It was like either get your mouth off the oboe or have a blowout.
a blowout.
And
And
I don't remember the last time my face really felt like that. Like it was like I was hanging on for dear life. Like it gets tired plenty,
mm-hmm.
but to the point where I was like, if I don't let go, my upper lip's just gonna go, you know.
And all of a sudden it's teeth on the reed, and I'm like, "Hello, what was
Mm-hmm.
that?" Why is my whole head shaking right now as I'm playing? You're about to crash. Like, stop the car.
Hmm. But yeah, so those performances, they are up on YouTube. They're all still unlisted. They're gonna slowly get released, you know.
They're gonna be listed, you will.
Mm. And then I'm playing Cinderella this week and next week, which is cute. Actually, another weird thing that I did. So
Tell me,
this is
tell
not a gig. I guess this is more of a life thing. But the Blue Lake Festival up in Michigan,
me. Mm-hmm.
they need someone to come cover the oboes for like a few days, and so oh my gosh, who's up there right now? I can't think of her name. The anchored oboist on Instagram. What is her name?
Caitlin Kramer,
Thank
yeah.
you, Caitlin.
Love
She
her.
made the post about it, and then my friend Jeremiah usually does a week or two of that too. But I think he
Mm-hmm.
can't do all of it now or something, which is funny because I just saw him on Monday, and he was like looking forward to it. So I'm like, what has happened since Monday?
Right? Like,
But anyway, so I was like, well, it says that you have to have a bachelor's and master's and doctorate preferred. But I talked to Caitlin, and I was like, if I apply to this, any chance you'll like put in a good word for me? And she was like, I mean, yeah. And she was like, and also like they're kind of desperate, so like that helps. So I did that, and I was like, and Jeremiah would probably be willing to do that too. So I submitted all that stuff, and then they for like the audition they like wanted a couple of orchestral excerpts and some solo playing and this and that, and I was like, cool. So I don't have time for any of that. So here's my IDRS recital and the trio performance from the other day.
I have something better, actually, if you will.
Because
I
they
have
also wanted
chamber
like everything needed to be in the last 6 months, and I was like, here's some stuff for you, like there you go.
in the last 6 minutes of my life. Lock in.
Really, yes.
Oh, that's so
So
exciting, girl! I
who
hope you get
knows?
that. That'll be fun.
I mean,
Caitlin tells me about that when she does it. She loves doing Blue Lake, so I'm sure.
everyone that does it seems to really enjoy it, and I'm like, oh, that would be really fun, just go up to Michigan for a few days.
And just work with these kids, inspire
Mm-hmm.
them, and then you'll be like, well, by the way, everyone buy Marigo Oboe because you should
Exactly.
convert. Sorry, now I'm thinking like, oh, Matthew's
Mm-hmm.
going to conversion camp. But in a fun way, but in a fun oboe way, you guys, not the
Mm-hmm.
other bad way that we both are terrified of.
I also, sorry, I just remembered this too. I got together with Karen Blundell, who teaches, or Blundell, I'm not even sure, but who's one of the oboe teachers at EFM, previously
Right, I
EMF.
was like, flip it around the
Yes.
last. Yes. Oh, how was
She and I got
that?
together and had coffee, and I got her an English horn keychain at IDRS because she saw my oboe and she was like, "Oh my god, do they have an English horn?" And I was like, "Yes, they do."
You're like, I got you, girl. Got you. Oh, that's so fun. I'm glad you got to see her. I love seeing her post.
I
She's so
know.
fun.
Well, it's funny. She and I, for like the last couple of years, have been like, let's get together," and never have. So
Very like oboist of us. Just like, we
I
should do
know.
that. Girl, I ain't gonna do that yet. I'll do it later. We'll
So
meet up when we can meet up.
we finally did it, and she
Girl.
plays on a Howarth XL with a Coco Jazz top. So,
Mm.
and
Come
I was
on,
like,
y'all.
well,
Get in the
switch to
house.
Marigo, you know.
He said, here's a Marigo keychain because I know you want to switch.
Mm,
Girl,
tell them who
got
sent you.
it. Matthew sent you. It's too true. That's too true.
All right. Tell me about the Southern Oboe Intensive. Was it
Well,
intense? Was it Southern?
it was very southern, the Southern Oboe Intensive, if you will, Matthew. I do declare this little oboe camp in Birmingham, Alabama was truly life changing for the
Birmingham.
better. Birminghams. I'm not going to speak in a Southern accent the whole time. I will forget to come back from it. It'll just be my life all over again. But the camp is run by the owners of Double or Nothing Reeds, Julie Grosso, and Jim Sullivan. Jim Sullivan is the principal oboe of the Alabama Symphony, and he's one of the co-owners of Double or Nothing Reeds. So they just wanted to have they do this every year for the past maybe like I don't know. It's been 10 years they've done this camp, and it's open to like all ages, middle school through like adulthood. There's like no audition process or anything really, unless you like want a scholarship. They want to hear you play a little something to give you some money so you can go. And it's just the mornings would just start off with like a group discussion with Jim and the other faculty. The other faculty are Phil Ross and Matt Langus, and they're just there to inspire young oboists and make them have fun playing this instrument that is kind of a death torture device to some
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
like me. So we do like group warm ups, and then there's like a large ensemble that we all play in. It's all oboes and English horns, and then we're all split up into like chamber groups, kind of varying our playing abilities and just who's available to do what. And then we have master classes twice a day, so like one in the
Mm.
morning and one in the afternoon. So there's a little lunch break in between both of those, and we're just like, good. We love going to the University of Alabama, Birmingham's dining hall and having I don't know, freezer burnt catfish that's been fried. Very delicious. They had a soft serve machine that was really popular with all of the kids that were in high school and younger, as in that would be the only thing they'd eat probably the entire day. And I'm just like, you guys can't have ice cream and then walk in the 90-degree heat outside after as your only meal. That doesn't make sense, you guys. Kind of goofy. Kind of goofy. And then we'd have a few read classes here and there every day, at least. I think it was like two. Sometimes they would change it to three if people wanted to do like more read stuff. But it was nice to get like all the adults would come around and help working with younger students. I worked with some of the beginners for the first day and a half. I did discover, however, I do not want to teach beginning read making ever again.
Understandable.
Trying to teach a 13-year-old how to wrap a blank escapes me. I truly was just like, you just gotta hold it tight and pull. You gotta pull the thread, pull the mandrel with the staple, hold the cane, do all this. And they're just like, I don't know how to hold any of this with one hand. What do you mean? And I'm just like, I don't know, but you really shouldn't be crying right now. I promise it's not that bad. Like, you don't have to cry. It's okay. I'm like, this stupid little stick is gonna be just fine. And we're just trying to wrap and it was just that was my least favorite part of the camp was having to do that because I was like I don't have the patience and they definitely don't have the patience to sit with me for
No,
like
well, and the young people, their fine motor skills are not great these days.
no, they're just like wait can we just like watch a TikTok instead. I was just like no, I need you to like at least wrap this blank, like even wrap this pencil with this thread
You're
and just
like,
show me you do that.
I am like a TikTok live showing you what to do right now.
I'm
So
doing it right now. Like just lock in and you're gonna be fine. My gosh. Oh my goodness. And so the chamber group I was in, I was originally supposed to be in three groups. By the end of the week, we got that knocked down to one. One of the groups, I don't know if some of you guys saw this post on like that Delmar had shared or whatever, but we were supposed to be like in an oboe quartet with like the different oboes in the family. English horn oboe, a little bit of more bass oboe. We were supposed to play a Barrett etude. I was on bass oboe. My group could not get through rehearsing Barrett number 16 for the life of us because my part was truly the honkiest and the dumbest like sounding thing. So no one could like lock in at all as soon as I started playing because I was just going but to like low B, just like constant. And then all of a sudden I had to transition to playing like I had a splinter on my tongue. Okay, the bass oboe was not meant to do all of that. We were just like, you know what? We love doing this. We recorded us playing tombo for fun, which is what Delmar had shared. And whenever people were talking about it, it went viral, you know? I
it
think we
was. I loved it.
call a doctor. I fear we've gone viral. And it was such a goofy thing and fun thing to do. We loved it. But then we were like, yeah, like, we actually can't perform the parody too. We can't actually take it seriously enough. So we told Julie, we were like, Julie, we love you so much. This is just not gonna happen. And she's like, you know what? That's okay, because I was also laughing the entire time you guys were rehearsing it. So we're like, yeah, it's just not in the car. And then another group, it was a sextet, and I was playing English horn in it, but I got I decided to liberate my English horn part to someone else because I was in a trio with these two older gentlemen that were at the camp, and they had been there for like a few years, and I sort of kind of was like a sacrificial lamb because they normally put the older people like them who are just playing for fun, like hobbyists. You know, we love the
Mm-hmm.
hobbyists. They were kind of like, oh, we're gonna like everyone kind of does their time playing with them each year because it just makes it easier. Because they tried putting them with like the middle school kids, and they are like we understand what to do and how to play the instrument a little bit better than a middle schooler. We don't want to be with middle schoolers
Mm-hmm.
playing hot cross buns, but then they're gonna put like me and like other older advanced players with them, and then I'm just like, "Do you guys know where the coda is supposed to go?" And they're just like, "No," and I'm just like, "Right." So you can't be beggars and choosers, like no.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a little crazy because these two they're both very intellectual people, very smart. The oboe is one of those things where it's like it doesn't matter how smart you are and how much you understand it, executing things on the oboe is not like easy to do. and
Absolutely.
and they assume like it's one of those like you tell them how to do it, they're like, oh, it should be fixed just like that. And I'm like, no, it actually takes a lot of time to like I don't know get a good sound and just get the technique there. And so they like to butt heads a lot to the point where some of the other staff had to sit in on our rehearsals because they would argue so much and were threatening to like
Oh
not
my
come to the
god.
performance. And I'm sitting there just like I don't know what to say because you guys are like double my age. You guys are in your 60s. One of you has like multiple music degrees. The other one has been playing for 2 years, but has some big fancy government job. Like, I don't know why you guys can't communicate like adults. So like some of the staff, like Phil and Matt, had to come sit in our rehearsals, and then we'd like run through the piece, and they're like, "Okay, that sounds really good. You guys sound great." And then they pull me aside and just be like, "I'm only here because I'm supposed to like be a referee or play like Switzerland during your rehearsal because we heard it got a little vicious the other day." And I'm sitting here just like, it did. Thank you for sitting here. Now, only if it will go this way every time. So it's whatever. We were the first group to perform on the big recital at the end of the week. It was cute. It was funny. I had a blast performing with them by the end of it. Because I was like, oh my gosh, it's over. I don't know. I'll see you guys maybe next year. And if I do, I will probably not be playing in your group because I didn't sign up for that part. Didn't
You're
sign
like,
up.
I don't need that stress. Thank you.
I didn't, especially on a piece where the fastest rhythm was like an eighth note, and it was like in cut time, a slow cut time. It should have been a
Mm-hmm.
fast four for us. My goodness. But I did play in a master class. I played the New World English horn solo for Matt Langus. He's the English horn third oboe of the Kansas City Symphony. It's a good time. My reed was a little bit stiff because coming from Iowa to the South, where my
Mm-hmm.
reed did not dry up at all the entire week, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm just gonna play this as loud as I can, and you're just gonna have to endure that. And he was just like, no, you have a great sound. That sounded wonderful. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. It was a good time. I learned I should definitely use more vibrato when I'm playing English horn. Like I do the right amount, like the type, I guess. Like I do like
Yeah.
really widespread, but I'm greedy and I don't like to use it a lot. I'm like, no one does. And not every note needs my vibrato. It's okay. And he's just like, I think you could use it on like almost everything. like like a
Actually,
long
sorry.
note.
I vehemently disagree with that. I think vibrato is a little, I hate to say overused, but I kind of feel like it is sometimes. I actually, at a master class not long ago, heard somebody say, yeah, vibrate on every note in this. It was in the Ravel piano concerto, and I was like, no, no.
I was like, do you know how much air you have to use to vibrate? And then on a slow piece like that, that's a
I just,
chop.
like I said, I was just like, I just don't agree with that. That's my personal feelings about it. Granted, these people are the ones with the jobs, but I still, I think it's a little too much sometimes. Anyway, sorry to be like disagreeable on that, but that gave me like the ooh, I don't want to hear it vibrated constantly. It gets boring. It's just as boring as if you play it with no vibrato.
I know exactly, exactly. So yeah, I was like, okay. And naturally, I'm in the master class, so I'm just like, I'll like be open to anything and gave it a try.
Mhm.
In reality, I just put more vibrato on like the beginning of notes versus like on the end of it. And he was like, that sounds really good. And I was like, okay. I'm like, I'll do what I can. I'm like, I'm also just like, I'm a little nervous. When I'm nervous, I tend to leave things out because I'd rather just like get
Absolutely.
point A to point B. And my friends in my studio in my undergrad, I always told them this is kind of a funny thing. Sometimes I would do things like that on purpose. So I keep my teachers and like guest artists would be like, oh, we have so much we can work on. And I'm like, good, because I just like, I'm trying to hold you up here as long as possible. I'm just like, oh, like vibrate there. I can do that. I can give that a try. I'll see what I can do. If anything, I walk out of master classes. It's like day and night. It's like day and night. They're just like,
Nice.
you did it so good as you got through it. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. I just turned my brain off and just like let you tell me what I need to do. And then I'm like, okay, girl, you do that when you're at home. Just do it. And I'm like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
you mean like this? And they're like, that's perfect what I wanted exactly. You didn't want to do that earlier? And I was just like, I don't know. I like a little surprise, a little mystery. Maybe you'll say it differently and I can learn it in a different way. Or I'm just an idiot. You just
Both can be
pay my money
true.
to be here, girl. I'll do what I gotta do. There can be two truths. There can be two truths, Diva. But overall, that was my Southern Oboe Intensive experience. I highly recommend people go. Send your students there. It's a fun time. It's very chill. Everyone always has fun. And you'll see me there next summer. You'll see me there next summer. So maybe I'll see
Excellent.
some of you there next summer. Ooh, show up and show out. Yeehaw. Okay, Matthew. Now talk about IDRS. I'm
All right.
tired of waiting. I'm tired of waiting.
Well, I'm
Let's
going to
go.
make you wait even more because I'm going to take a pee break.
Um,
All right, let us begin.
ugh,
The play-by-play of IDRS.
please.
I have my schedule pulled up right here, the one that I made before I went, because I was like, there is so much and like so much overlap. Oh my god. All right, so got there, went to I think I went to my hotel first, dropped off my stuff because it was like 10 a.m. or whatever, and I was like,
Good.
I can't
Yeah.
check in yet, and was just like, thank you for holding all of my things.
Correct. You were like, good night.
So did that, then went back, and the very first thing I went to was Galit's masterclass.
Oh my gosh. I love
And
Glee.
that was lovely. I could not tell you a thing those children played because that was a long time ago.
Anyways, people play the oboe from
They
what I
did, they sounded great. Galit taught wonderfully.
she had an oboe in her hand, I do believe. I love this song already. I love this song.
Then, right after that, I went to a reading group because I like to do those some while I'm there, especially early on, because I'm like, all right, I can really get a feel for my reads in the reading groups, and they're pretty low stress. And I will say, I think that a lot of the professionals really don't do any of the reading groups, and it's like mostly the avocational and amateur people that do it. But I think it's good for everyone to do them. I think it's good, like as a professional, to go in and play with the amateurs and be like, "Oh my gosh, you guys sound great. Here are some things that we're doing." And like I can be helpful, but then they can also be helpful. Anyway, I think it's a good time.
It's the
And
community aspect of the conference that I think is
yes,
slept on a lot. So thank you for that, Matthew. Thank you for your service.
exactly.
Dedication.
Then I went to Grace Stringfellow's performance.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And
She
oh
used
my
like electronic stuff, right?
yes, and I tell you what, and I told her this. I was like, that was phenomenal, and every time I see you, I'm going to tell you how phenomenal that was because it was so good. Like she sounded phenomenal, like the piece was cool, and she just rocked it. Like really truly.
Oh my gosh. I love seeing her videos pop up with that stuff because I'm just like, girl, please, I need more of this kind of stuff. This is the music I listen to normally. So, like, let me hear something crazy on the oboe. We can do that.
See, and a lot of the time that music like I'm like this doesn't really do it for me, but something about that and I was like this is just so good. This was so well done.
Yeah.
Like both performed and like composed. Anyway, then I ran back to my hotel and checked in, dropped some things off. Then my schedule says that I went to something that I did not go to. I may have just taken a break in the hotel for a little bit. After,
You
sleeping like
should. You
4 hours the
should.
night before, I was like, let me just like chill for a minute. Then I went to Celeste Johnson and Aaron Hill's recital, and that was phenomenal.
Oh my sorry, sorry. I am a Celeste Johnson stan to the end. I
I
will die
know you are, so
for you love
that's one of the
her.
reasons I went. I was like, I'm going for LaBarrin.
And Aaron Hill is amazing too, but Celeste and I, she gets my heart. She gets my heart thumping.
Mm.
Like she's so wonderful. Oh, oh my gosh, how was the recital? How was it?
But it was so good. I mean, it was just the two of them playing like
Ugh,
duets and things, and it was great.
ugh. Okay, Matthew, when are we doing that? Let's go do that.
I
I'll,
we
I'll sound
need
I'll sound
to.
awful. Like we'll do it. I'll sound like
We've
garbage, but
got
it'll be
to.
fun.
It'll be fun. Then there was the evening concert. I do think I went to another reading session after that and then had dinner with people and then went to the evening concert. Who all played? So I know I'm not even going to talk about the bassoon players because
The Who?
I
I thought this was
know.
an only convention.
So Margaret Marco played and gorgeous. And I tell you, her dress and those shoes, I was like, girl, you sound fabulous. And look at this outfit.
Look at the material. Look at the material. Are you joking me?
And I saw her later and I told her, and she was like, you were the first person to mention the shoes. And I was like, they like pulled it all together.
You're like, girl, what else am I supposed to do? And you're like, exactly.
And I'm
Hello.
like, that M2 just needed gold plated keys to match everything.
Oh my gosh. Stop. Okay, I'm looking at her dress right now. Oh my god. No, she's literally a star in that dress. Good night.
Right?
I hope you're listening to this because she better know she did that. She ate that up. Good night. Come on.
Peter Cooper played. So, of course, fantastic.
You're a fangirl and you're like, I'm
I
screaming and
know.
crying.
John D played.
Mm. Mm.
So next morning, I went to the health and wellness thing that was about like different ergonomic options for oboe and English horn. I think it was reeds and stuff. They had a really cool peg for English horn that I like, but it like I can't even really describe it very well. So I won't. Go look it up.
You guys have phones. Use them as I'm doing that right now. But I'm like, anyways, let me see.
Then came all of the conflicts. They began. There were three things that I wanted to go to, and granted, they weren't all exactly at the same time, but the halls were all like far enough away from each other that if you went to one, pretty much I would be there for 5 minutes and then have to book it to the other one to get there like 10 minutes late. And I was going, oh, this is so hard. So, Erin Brophy, I'm sorry I couldn't make it to your performance. Heather McDonald, I'm sorry I did not make it to your presentation. But I did go to a trio thing that Sarah Renner was playing oboe in.
Oh, yeah.
And
Man,
they were doing the boatsa, and I had that trio thing coming up, so I went. This is the one I feel like I really need to go to.
this was research and entertainment all in one spot.
Yes,
I love Sarah. She's fabulous. She's
I
so
know. Yeehaw! That's what I have to say about Sarah.
ah my gosh, but that's always the toughest part about IDRS, the way they just schedule things. And I'm just
And
like, I know there's some point to it that's beyond us, but to us, I'm just like, how am I supposed to go see like two of my friends perform at the same time and then go see like a superstar perform and give a lecture? Like, what am I supposed to
right.
do? How do
Mm-hmm.
I do that? That's not fair. It's truly not fair. Mm.
Then the next thing was another. I've got to pick between two because Meredith Height Estevez was doing a workshop, and then the Mystery Cane Trio, which is Keith Sorrells, Ari Cohen Mann, and Rachel Becker. The
Yes.
three of them, and I went, I really want to go to that. And I gotta say, and I think I told all three of them this, that when they started playing, I had that moment of, this is the most in tune thing I have heard so far, and it might be the most in tune thing I hear the entire time. Like there were just some octaves happening, and I just went, yes, this has been a fulfilling performance within the first 5 seconds.
Please, please. I'm telling you, whenever the first start just comes out as clear as a bell like that, and everything's just like timing, intonation, and energy, sit back. Sit the hell back and relax. It's
Mm-hmm.
about to be a best ride. Oh, it's so exciting. Oh my gosh. They've played together a lot because they're all like friends and stuff. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, you know what? This is chamber music at its finest. It's just friends having fun. Ugh.
Yes, and sounded phenomenal. Then after that, I went to I don't know what this means, so I might need some education. It's the 2S LGBTQIA plus reading session. I don't know what 2S means.
Is it like there's two S's in
No,
it?
it's the number 2 and then S.
Okay. Okay. I was like, hold on, we're gonna research. Okay. Expanded acronym standing for two spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, and asexual.
Got it. Okay, because I was like, I don't know what that 2S means. So we're learning together.
What does the S stand for? Like a ship? Like the SSLG? Which I mean, no one. No, we're trademarking that. No one's stealing
Mm,
our gay cruise line like plan. First off.
absolutely.
Anyways, that's I've not heard of that. So okay, pop off.
But so we had a reading session since last year. I think there was like a little mixer. There was a slight argument that I won't talk about. And so they did it differently this year. But it was a great time. So, we had I don't know how many, like 20-ish. You'd have to ask probably Ari because I think they were in charge of it. But, several people playing oboe. Nick Daniel joined us, which was fabulous. And what a nice person. And he had just had such nice things to say. And then Ari and I were playing
Oh.
English horn. And then I swear there was just like a sea of bassoons.
And you're just like, where did y'all come from?
But that was a lot of fun. Then I went to Romantic Women, borrowed piano trios for Devil Reeds. So Galit was playing that one. That was fun.
She always be saying it. Like, don't touch me.
hmm Then I'm trying to remember because I had three things that I was thinking about going to, but what did I do instead? I think I may have already been feeling some early burnout, and I think I may have just gone back to my hotel.
And you know what? That's the best part.
No, you know what I did that afternoon? I think that was my first like walk around the exhibit hall, and then I went back to my hotel.
Correct, because what's the IDRS conference without the exhibit hall? The fun.
Truly. And it was just like I'm gonna walk around, get the lay of the land, play a few things, look at stuff. And I
Yeah.
also skipped the gala concert that night because I was like, I wanna stay in. If this is I'm gonna chill.
Yeah, yeah. There was, I think the last time I went to every gala concert every night for that whole week, and I regretted it because I was like, I needed a night to myself. I have been here since like 9 a.m. to
Yep.
like 10 p.m. I was like, oh, I was burnt out. I said, I don't want to hear the oboe ever.
Yes. And I did that my first year too. So I was like, I'm doing this for me. We do what we gotta do.
Exactly. Correct.
Then the next
Good for you.
morning, I was gonna go to a discussion with neurodivergent and disabled musicians panel discussion, and I slept
Ooh.
instead.
And you know
I
what? I will. I'm sorry.
I'm sure it was great, but I woke up and went, that starts in like 15 minutes. There's no way I'm making it.
Someone can live stream it for me later. I must be asleep.
And then there were four things happening at the same time that I wanted to go to.
Of
So I picked
course.
one. The bassoonist from my trio, Jack Fanning, was playing a suite for electric bassoon. So just solo bassoon and all of his electronic setup with his pedals and his knobs and his gear. And it was great. It was part of his dissertation too, which he just finished his doctorate. So fantastic.
Uh, dude, I'm
But
telling you what.
like I said, making choices about like where should I go, and it was like this is the one that I should do
Just like for fun. A little
for a fun and to be like a good supportive person.
I guess, if you want to be. This isn't about the bassoons or equality with them.
Mm.
They're just,
It was the only bassoon thing I went to, I think.
and it was the only thing worth going to.
Then I think I did another reading session. Then I went to Peter Cooper's masterclass that afternoon, which was happening at the same time as Stuart Brzezinski's performance. And I love his playing. And I hate that they were happening at the same time. Once again, just going, why would you do this?
Just like,
And
what are they?
while in that masterclass, like so it was all about just playing Brahms in auditions. So it was intense. But also like I came in and I sat down. I was sitting in a chair that was right next to his stuff. and didn't even know it was his stuff. I was just like, okay, cool, empty chair sitting. So he got water in his A flat key, which weird place to get it, and also weird for him to get water because he doesn't get water very often. But so he like came over to get his swab, and I gave him a piece of cigarette paper, which I still have. It's getting framed. So did that. And while I was sitting there, I also snapped a picture of his reeds that were sitting out on the chair.
You said, hold still for me. Flash on. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oopsie. Sorry. I just gotta
It's
get a couple shots of this.
yep. Oh, but so that was fabulous. Then I went to another duet recital, very similar to Celeste and Aaron's, that was done by Rachel Messing and Isaac Ripple.
Yes.
And they were
Isaac.
fabulous. So great. Then I went to my friend Jer's joint
Yes.
recital. There was some other stuff on there. So got to see him. That was a good time. Also, three of those things right in a row were in the same room. So I spent like all afternoon just in that one room.
You're like, so when do I get a plaque on my chair? Because
Right.
I've been here all day. Do I take the chair home with me at this point?
Then I went back to the hotel, freshened up, and came back for the reception. They had some like bacon wrapped water chestnuts, and I was like, yes, this is love those kinds of things.
Yes, I'm opening my tote bag, and yes, you're gonna dump the rest of these in
Right.
there.
On the way out,
Okay.
I grabbed like five more and was like,
For the road, a snack for the ride.
so for that, I sat with the lady that runs Cascade Reads and
Ooh, yeah.
Bo Newsom, who lives here in North Carolina and teaches at Duke.
Yes, yes. Me
And
like
now
looking at people as you're
we're
like
on to
telling me. I'm like,
we're on to Friday. So I went to Keith Sorrell's performance that morning, which was New Works featuring Oboe D'Amore. And like, okay, so first of all, he's hot, right? It's not just me.
anyways.
Like, is it just me?
No, this took me off guard. I'm just laughing as it took me off. I wasn't ready for you to tell me. Now I'm like, what? Give me a second. Jesus, give me a second. I'm back, but uh, anyways, I was not ready. I was like, okay, who's next? I hope he doesn't hear that. He's just like, why the hell is he laughing so much?
Honestly, I might leave that in and he's just going to be like, I mean, yeah, of course I am.
he's like, great. Those two oboists in the podcast are talking about me in a hot way. Aw.
But so he also, this was very kind of him. He told me that his recital was kind of inspired by mine last year, where I did the all Oboe D'Amore works. I was like,
It's not my fault that my friend is a superstar, inspiring others. I was here first, losers. You can't kiss his ass. I'm here first. First in line, first and last, girl.
so then I went to Andrew Parker's recital. It was atonal music, which is it's not my favorite. I will say he sounded phenomenal. That music in general, I was like, this ain't for me. I came, I heard, I listened. If anyone's gonna make it sound good, it's him. But it's just not my thing.
I came to support the player, if you will, not the music that got played. But like, it's okay. He has a beautiful sound, so
He
I'm sure he did a very good job with
always
it.
sounds gorgeous.
So he's just clear and just.
So then this was another one of those times I was like, all right, choices had to be made because I was playing in the Baroque band. So this was the only day I could go to the rehearsal, which is like, when did it start? It went from 10:30 to 12:20. So it was long.
Oh God.
So there was a lot of stuff I had to miss. I had to miss the Read Talk live, which was sad
Mm.
because that was happening at the same time. I wanted to go to Heather McDonald's other presentation, and I wanted to go to Anne Limke's recital, and didn't get to do
Oh,
any of those. Oh, and then also I had to miss Courtney's performance that was right after the Read Talk live, but I went to hers in Greensboro that she did of
okay,
it.
when
She
she
was
was like,
like, yeah, she even said, she was like, yeah, this was kind of our like test run
yeah,
here. So,
smart for that. So
and I
yeah,
even told her, and I went, well, I came because I don't think I'm going to make it to yours at IDRS. So this way I got to come and hear it and be supportive. There we go.
exactly. You got to hear it first. Good night.
So I did that, then I think that was one of those days I did have lunch.
In case anyone's wondering, Matthew did not really have lunch throughout this whole week.
I was feeling
News I
so
found out
svelte.
later on.
It was fabulous.
What do you think
Like,
was bacon up
genuinely, I
on?
lost weight at the conference.
She put the I in IDRS because she was skinny like that eye, honey. My diet consists of reed water throughout the day when I'm playing the instrument.
But I didn't get to talk about playing the Baroque oboe. It was fun to do. I have a Baroque oboe and a Baroque oboe d'amore. And for Baroque oboe, I was really going, I've got some really, really old reeds. Let's see if I can make any of these work. And
Oh
not
crap!
really, but I
Yeah.
had a really old blank tied up that I scraped up and it worked. And I had a fun time getting to play it and like remembering how to play it and like how to play Baroque music properly and or like more historically accurate and not like
Right.
in an orchestral setting. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this feels so
Uh,
nice and fun. You know, playing with Inagal and all that jazz.
you're just like, it's all good, everyone. Maybe they should have opened the windows and let the heat in. You guys could have really felt the era itself.
Mm-hmm. Then that late afternoon, I went to Ariko and Man's master class, and that was phenomenal. As always, I left early for something. Why did I leave early? I mean, it wasn't terribly early, but it's because I was going out to dinner with people. That's what was happening.
Mm. Yes. Yeah.
And so we skipped the gala concert that night too. But I went out to dinner with some people, and then we went to a beer hall. And I don't even drink, but I got like an NA beer, and it was maybe the most fun I had at the whole conference. Was just like hanging out and talking with people, having a grand old time. And you know what? I'll throw them all under the bus and tell you who all these people were that skipped the evening concert.
You're all going to jail.
Yes. Actually, so at dinner, we had it was Quan Yu Fang. He works at Meridian Winds, also went to UNCG. So, yes, we never overlapped though. So we kind of just ended up like blabbing and then hanging out and having a good time. And then Ryan, who teaches bassoon at Shenandoah, but so they did after dinner, they did go to the concert, and the rest of us were heathens and didn't. But it was with Suzanne Kundler, who works at Oboe Chicago, and also Andrew Leitza, who also works at Oboe Chicago. Nick Ober, who works at MMI,
Man.
and Caitlin Dunn, who also went to UNCG right after me. Which she has said a couple. She said this to me many years ago, but it's stuck with me. She was originally going to go to Appalachian State, and she was like at UNCG for like a double read day or something like that. Maybe even just like a visiting day or whatever. And
Yeah.
I played, and she was like, I want to go where he's going, and it was like, oh, like I know. It was one of those moments. I was like, oh my God. But she told me that years ago. And then she also told me this time, she was like, I think she was talking to Suzanne. She was like, oh yeah, Matthew got me my first paid gig ever. And I was like, I didn't know that.
Look, Matthew, the way you're like an inspiration to so many. Everyone's first is with you. And I'm just like, oh my gosh.
But what a fun night. I can't even tell you all the things we talked about because we were vile.
Vile is such a nasty word. You'll tell me later. Good night.
Yes, I will. Let's see. So then the next day and next morning, I had my rehearsal with my pianist.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to Abby Held's recital, which was there was also a bassoonist there. Then I think I did some more exhibit hall stuff that afternoon. That was all
Amazing.
kind of interspersed.
Yeah.
Which at the end of all of this, I'll talk a little bit about like some things I saw, things I was impressed by,
Ooh.
instrument wise. Then I had my sound check, and then I went to the recital that was right before mine because it was in the same hall, and they sounded
Word.
great.
Just get the vibes now. You're like, okay.
And then I played my recital, which yay, glad it happened. It's up on YouTube. A little disappointing in that I think I had literally 6 people there, and I totally get it because I'm sure there was lots of other stuff like that for other people with all that was going on. Because I think Linda Stroman was giving a presentation during my thing, and Rachel Becker was doing something at the same time as me. So it was just like, this is really rude, everybody.
No, really. Like, hello. Girl, if I had been there, I would have had the sign and the confetti cannon. And I probably would have shot you with it. Might I add? I would have shot you right in the face with it. But like,
Hmm.
go, that's my girl. This is not
Wait, I'm
fair.
trying to
This is not.
remember who the sixth person was.
You're like, I'm going down the list. If I've named you, you're going to be getting a complimentary thank you and shout out from us for being
It,
at Matthew's recital.
literally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who was the other person? I feel bad.
No.
Oh, well, I might cut this, but so it was Kwan Yu came, and I really appreciated that him coming,
Yes.
and then Bruce McCall, also at Meridian, came.
Ooh, okay, yes, yeah.
Allie, the oboe auntie, was also there. The actual oboe auntie.
The
Auntie.
actual. I'm never living that down, and you know what? I'm not embarrassed
Mm-mm.
anymore. I'm just living my what truth. You want to stone me to death? So be it. I'm still gonna be who I am.
Uh, then there were two people that I didn't know, but I ran into them at the gala concert that night. And I didn't realize I was sitting with them, but they told me that they came to my performance, and it was, this sounds so self congratulatory, but they were like, oh, it was one of our favorite things we heard the whole conference. And I was like, thank you.
And you're like, I know. I'm just
Well, a
kidding.
part of me was like, it's because it was tonal.
Just stop. And you know what, girl? Sometimes that's what we want at the conferences too.
It was
You
like we
know,
just a tiny little break from all the new stuff. And granted, mine was new for the oboe, and it,
but still, like
yes,
it's new, and yet it was like familiar tonal from my
yes.
ears.
And you know what? The sixth person may have been the person that was like working at IDRS that had to stay in the room. So,
I was there, like, I was there for my job, but I still enjoyed my time.
and then
Be
right
like,
after that, I went to Michael Burns's performance. His wife Carla was there with him. So, yay, being supportive. Did that. Went home, and by home I mean back to the hotel. Took a shower, chilled out for a little bit. Then we did the Baroque band performance before the final gala concert. And that was a good time. And then who played that night? So Jung Choi performed and
mm,
sounded phenomenal. And then Andy Esty played towards the end, and I was very excited to hear him because I always think he sounds phenomenal. He's got, yeah, I'm always scared to say the wrong words. Like, I'm gonna say it's almost European, but then people will get offended. Like, I don't want to say that and have someone be like, oh, you think I'm European? And it's like, yes, but no. Like, it just has such an interesting complexity to it that I really like.
yeah. We don't, and we can like just a disclaimer, be like, not in the way that other people want to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I'm good. Never mind.
Actually, Janet Engel just did like a video on this about like oboe tone and how so many people were like, I mean, yeah, it sounds like an oboe. Whereas to us, we're like, that's clearly an English oboe player. What are you talking about?
Clearly.
You can't tell they're playing on a thumb plate. I can hear it every time they play a C, you know.
Girl, give them a thumbs up on the oboe. Blah, blah, blah. My gosh.
I
Okay,
actually,
okay.
there's something about like the UK playing of the oboe that I really do like. Like, there's a particular sound.
Mm.
I don't know what it is, but it draws me in.
Send me your favorite recordings. I would like to hear. I would like to hear.
I'll also share just some other little fun things that happened. I learned about the corn sweats. I didn't know that was a thing at all. And like, I even looked it up and read about it because I went, there's no way this is a thing. But apparently, the corn like pulls so much moisture from the ground and releases it into the air that it like actually makes everything, excuse me, way more humid.
It does. I did purchase a dehumidifier for like my apartment because it's messy out there. My humidifier,
Mm-hmm.
my little thermostat is telling me it is 72% humidity.
Wow. See, in the
So
South, I feel like it's very humid, but something about that corn humidity, I was like, oh my God.
it's different. It's different. I'm just like, oh,
When
everything hurts.
when I tell you for my recital, I did not soak my reeds. I mean it. Like, I didn't even dip them in the water. I pulled them out, licked them, and played.
You're like, begin, and they're like, you got
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
it. This thing is juicy. What's going on here?
But so ran into Galit and she was like, "Oh my god, it's so hot and humid." And I was like, "Girl, it's the corn sweats." And she was like, "Please never say those words to me again." So now, of course, every chance I get, I'm talking about the corn sweats to her. I think I've managed to bring it up like 3 or 4 more times since then.
She's like, "Do me a favor, don't ever utter those words to me ever again." And you're just like, "Do me a favor, listen up.
Yep.
You're getting educated again on corn sweat, not the corn
Ugh, truly disgusting and heinous. Okay,
sweat."
exhibit hall talk.
Yeah.
Mostly about oboes in general. I'm trying to decide where to start. Oboes that I really gravitated towards. The Marigos, go figure. Shocking, I
Can you
know.
believe?
I will say I didn't play a single one that I liked more than mine.
And
So,
girl, that's on period.
I actually, Aaron Hill at some point was at the Marigo table, and I was like, "Oh, try the all synthetic one." And he was kind of like, "Meh," and I was like, "Okay, now try mine." And he was like, "This is a completely different instrument." I was like, "Right."
You're like, I
I
know,
mean, obviously, it was a completely different instrument, no duh. But you know what I
but
mean.
like, yeah, exactly. We're just like, oh baby, this is night and day.
And I got to play his oboe too, which I was like, yeah, this maple fox is nothing like most of the ones I've tried.
You're like, that's an oboe. I think it's different than what I'm used to. That's
hmm
for sure.
The Yamahas are coming out with a new bell that's gonna help with those squirrely Fs that they're kind of notorious for.
Please, please.
And I will say my Fs were still a little squirrely on them, but my Fs tend to sit a little bit low. And so I think I was so
Mm.
used to pushing them up a little bit that as soon as I get on a Yamaha, they really like, woo,
Yeah,
go
they're like,
crazy.
did you say F sharp? Here you go.
But
You're
it
like,
was
no.
definitely better. There was one rigatao in particular that I went, this is a gorgeous instrument. Just like I couldn't tell you a thing about it other than that there was just like one of them that I truly it was a good oboe. Just one of
It was
those
meant
that
to.
had something special in it. There was a Patricola that was really nice too that
Ooh.
Shauna had that I think they sold.
Oh, she said, oh, this girl went fast.
hmm
Hot cakes.
Apparently, everybody was selling oboes this year.
Oh, wow. Hmm.
Yeah, lots and lots of instruments got sold, which I went, that's fabulous.
As they should. That's the best place to do it. But for it to
hmm
be like a lot, like, someone should write get these numbers recorded to see like what's going on and to correlate with other things happening.
Yes. The purple Luray oboe, it was pretty good.
It's pretty good. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, you're like the first person who told me anything about it that's played it. Like I've not seen a single post by anyone about it, and I'm just like,
Well, it
what?
did feel a little, it was like, oh, play it, now I gotta move on by.
I'm on to the next. Whatever. I'm excited for them for that opportunity. I'm excited for their opportunity to have this open.
Let's see, what else did I play that was especially good? I went to see Brian Seaton because he had a booth. They had the vendors on 2 different floors, so there was like the big downstairs, and then upstairs was much smaller, and apparently there was
Mm.
a real mix of people up there. Some people were like, oh, we're so glad to be up here and not down there in that huge enormous loud room, and the other half of the vendors up there were like, wow, way to separate us.
Like, thanks. Put up with
But
these
anyway,
guys. Put up with
Brian was
everything.
upstairs and I went to see him. But so he had a couple gougers for sale. He's a repair person. And then he also deals pristini oboes, which I don't really know much about. But they're like synthetic student instruments. And I tell you, so Brian used to work for Covey. So he does like
There.
he does the voicing on these oboes before they sell them. Really very nice, all of them. Really truly, if I wanted to get like I hate to call it a crappy because it's not, but like another synthetic oboe, like just to play outside, that's what I would
That.
go with now because it
Yeah.
had all the key work, had all of everything, like $3,000 and a
Girl.
very nice instrument. I was blown away by it. So
Mm.
people that if you need your students to get an instrument at a good price point, reach out to him about those pristini oboes. Like not even kidding.
Come on with it. Because Lord knows they're playing on whatever their schools give them, and
hmm
those things should be illegal.
Those old Selmers, like,
I'm getting dizzy.
can we
Don't.
just
No.
burn those?
I need to make like 40 lamps. Can I please buy these oboes for like $20 a lamp?
What else was in there that I really I don't know. Those were my favorite things.
My gosh. What a conference.
It
Girl.
it was. I got tired talking about it.
You're like, I'm reliving it all over again. I need a nap. I need a day to like recover from that. My gosh. That sounds like so much fun. And I just love that you always go and like perform every year when you go. I'm just like,
Sadly,
she
next
served.
year, I don't think I can go. That might
But
change. I might have to drop the gig that I have, but just to go. But spending money versus making money, it's so tricky.
yeah, gosh, I don't like doing that. I
I
don't like
know.
having to spend it when I could just make it.
We'll see.
But
It's early next year because it's in early June.
yeah, what is it like Washington's
Mm-hmm.
Day? Okay,
Yes.
where the beautiful Jackie Wilson teaches at.
Yes. But a bassoon player, so we don't care. We don't care about her.
What's her name? She's like Galit's friend or whatever. Sidekick.
No idea. No.
Heard of her, but can't recall why. I'm just kidding, Jackie. I love you. She is a U Iowa alum, so I do see
Mm.
her sometimes. I do love her. She's my everything. My goodness, my goodness. I'm glad you got to go and survive and enjoyed this wonderful, long oboe-filled, week.
Lots of oboe, lots of double reed in general.
So much, so much. Well, that's what you do best.
All right. Well, I think that covered everything we needed to cover on today's episode. So tell your friends about us, follow us on Instagram and on TikTok and Facebook and everywhere else.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We're having a hot girl summer. I hope your summer's been just as hot as ours. So, good night.
Bye.